Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope everyone is doing well. I have a wee bit, actually more than a wee bit of a stiff neck. I replaced my kitchen faucet yesterday and I must say that's not something that I do every day and something I really haven't done in a long time, and got it working, no leaks, and now my kitchen faucet has does a wee bit of a thumping noise when I turn on the water. So any plumbers out there, I would appreciate maybe a little tip of what I possibly did wrong. Everything else seems to work. Okay. All right, well, getting to this video, another comments corner by request, and I have chosen the Ubuntu versus Ubuntu 13.04 versus Windows 8 video. So let's get to it. Alright, 13.04 is working perfectly for me. I am 100% finished with Windows. Ubuntu just keeps getting better and better. Easier and easier to install, easier to use. With the mobile desktop integration, it is my opinion that we will see much more stable integration in the future. For instance, Unity is running so much smoother. It is miles ahead of 12.04, which, by the way, surprises me somewhat. In my opinion, he says stability, customization, flexibility. Love the multiple ways to get to open Windows now. For instance, scroll the mouse over icon. Customization. It seems to me that Ubuntu with Unity is one of the least or less customizable type of OSs, as opposed to, say, Linux Mint Mate, Ubuntu, or Pinguy OS or something like that. But it certainly is customizable. But when Ubuntu did the switch from pre-Unity to Unity, it seems to me a lot of the customization features are a little bit more difficult to implement. Okay, and my reply to that was, but is it faster than 12.04? He replies, very much so. By the way, hello David. Very much so. Boots much quicker and operates faster. Are you running it out of VirtualBox? Yes, I am. I have heard that it doesn't run as well in VB because of 3D elements. It could be. He says, he continues, but on my PC and laptop, perfect. And I had running 12.04 previously. They are finally getting the bugs out of Unity Dash. That's cool, although I didn't see very many bugs with 12.04, which I currently have using it right now. Okay. As far as it is right now, personally, I still feel uneasy about the fact that it is using Compiz. Compiz is completely dead for quite a while now. At some point, they'll have to drop it and replace it with something else. Compass is cool. It's cool to have all the eye candy and all the effects. I have it, but for me it's not something that is critical or something that is required. So I really don't know what the future of Compass is. Continuing with the conversation here, David had a reply. They are going with Mir. That is true. Lots of controversy there as well, but I agree that Compass is dead and buggy. What they want to do is build it from the ground up and make it more streamlined. Anyway, if you try Compass, let me just say that I believe you do so at your own risk. Okay, continuing down. I'm running both 13.04 and Mountain Lion, and I love them both. I asked, which is faster? The reply is, I'd say Ubuntu, but not by much. However, Mac OS is not buggy and never freezes on me. Interesting. Okay, I am dual booting Windows 7 and Ubuntu 13.04 64-bit, both working perfect. Love it. My reply was nice, very nice. Alright, the Amazon search is a big deal because an on-off button was never part of Shuttleworth's plan, referring to Mark Shuttleworth, the founder of Canonical that makes Ubuntu. Until I see detailed filtering options added to 13.10 or 24.04, whenever it actually happens, I won't be using Unity. I guess my question is, what exact filtering options are you looking for? Let's see. Last I checked, there was no working weather app for Ubuntu 12.04 unless you pay for it. I wrote that I agree, but there is one call. There was a reply here from William. Hello. Check out my weather indicator. It works great and is free. I believe I have that running now here in the top right here in the panel bar here at the top, and it seems to be okay, but it seems like the choices for workable weather apps are getting less and less. Okay, let's scroll down some more here. Let's see. Synaptic works the best on any distro that supports it. Easiest to find what you want and install it. No lag, no crashing. I believe this refers to the Synaptic Package Manager. Yeah, I don't believe it is installed by default when you install Ubuntu with Unity. It's somewhat puzzling, but anyway, definitely have Synaptic Package Manager as a standard app. Okay, it has happened to me a lot running 12.04 on an Intel i5 quad core, and I have had no such problem with Synaptic, so I just use that as my first choice instead of the Ubuntu Software Center. The Ubuntu Software Center is definitely easiest, I suppose, for newbies. This comment is in reply to a comment regarding the Synaptic Package Manager, but I have both. But probably for newbies, I would say that the easiest one to use immediately would be the Ubuntu Software Center. Okay, very interesting conclusion, if indeed it is true that for a newbie user the transition from Win 7 to Win 8 is more difficult to the transition from Win 7 to Ubuntu Unity. At least that's how I see it. Then Microsoft should think it through really good. I think so. Unity is very different than Win 7. True. I also he says also 13.04 on real hardware is amazingly fast, faster than Unity-based Ubuntu so far, almost as fast as an XFCE, and obviously really low resource consumption. My reply was, I'm not so sure about low resource unless you're using Ubuntu or its successor and etc. In fact, I'm thinking about my next video title is Linux Getting Too Fat, because someone had a comment regarding Wirth's law, I believe it's called, but look it up. It's a very interesting comment perspective on how the software is getting slower versus the hardware getting faster to keep up with the increased releases of different types of software or something like that. But look up Wirth's law. Very interesting perspective on why some Linux appears to be getting slower. Okay, let's see. Clementine for the win. Clementine music player. I believe I do use Clementine. So yeah, Clementine is very good. Style the capo was up. Let's see, what else do we have here? As much as I hate to admit it, Windows 8 right out of the box is a tie with Ubuntu right now out of the box. Interesting. Basically because Unity sucks worse than Metro. Okay. 8 with a start button add-on beats Ubuntu hands down, as it is essentially a quicker and lower resource Win 7 without the arrow. Interesting. Now if you want to compare Ubuntu to Win 8, 8 loses out. Of all the Ubuntus, Ubuntu comes the closest to the pre-Unity GNOME 2. Yep. Which makes it a huge plus, even better than the new GNOME 3 Ubuntu. I have used Ubuntu in the past, and if you do like the pre-Unity look, as stated here, the GNOME 2 look, definitely check out Ubuntu. But even it seems to me Ubuntu isn't quite as fast as what it should be. Anyway, moving along. What else do we have here? I am installing Ubuntu 13.04 daily on many different machines. Never experienced any problem with it. I had many problems with Win 8, and I'm using it since first preview. Well, I didn't recall many problems, many issues the first time I tried Windows 8 in a virtual machine. I do recall the first time I saw Windows 8 that it looked so different. It actually looked pretty cool, but really it's designed for touchscreen, and without that start button, I think it's a difficult transition for going from Windows 7 to Win 8. And there is some talk unofficially that the update to Windows 8 8.1 Windows Blue, I think it's called, Microsoft is going to bring back the start button, which I think it would be a very wise decision to include that as an option for someone who wants to either go with the new tile look or just toggle back to the start menu button. That to me is a very simple, easy to get used to customization feature, if you want to call it that, but bring the start button back. I think that would be a smart thing for Microsoft to do. Alright, well, those are my comments on some of your comments on the Ubuntu 13.04 versus Windows 8. I have it, I did install it in a virtual machine using Windows as the host. Somebody asked to do a tutorial on VirtualBox for newbies, so I have 13.04 downloaded in Ubuntu, and I will probably do something like that here in the near future. The newbies guide to VirtualBox, just very short on how I test an operating system using VirtualBox. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more Comments Corner, I'm very happy to do something like these. These are, for me, are actually very easy to do because there's very little post-production involved, very little editing, very little graphics. So anything that makes it easier for me that you find useful, I guess it's a win-win situation for both of us. Anyway, that's it. I need to relax and relax my stiff neck from that plumbing job I did last month. But thank you so much for watching and listening. And as always, I will catch all of you sometime in the future. Ciao.